or got it from particular places or particular bands or whatever, but pretty cool there. As you can see, I got, well, that's actually behind the little Beatles photo, but and then back here was a band I played in for a couple years. Actually, how I met my wife, who's actually the bass player right there. So that's pretty much how my life changed for the better. Anyways, I'll zoom out, and this is a work in progress, but this is used to be where I did most of the recording. I kind of got to back up because it's kind of huge. Wow, I'm like 15 feet back now. Anyways, Pro Tools recording session, or I got Logic 10 also I use to write songs, stuff like that. Just a little like Vox practice amp. I got a Taylor custom shop, real freaking sweet. I guess I'll get into this real quick. Oh, like I said, I'll be here forever if I badass. I mean, got the beveled edge, bear claw, spruce top. Just this thing is freaking $1 million. I had a Taylor before this, and I just when I played this in the store, I actually went back 3 times, and I just was like, forget it, I gotta get it. So I ended up getting rid of the 314 CE I had. I think this one is like a 6 something, or what is it? 516 in the light. 516, yeah, E custom, but really a badass, unbelievable guitar. Let's see, I'm in the middle of working on computer stuff right now, but Mac Pro, Pro Tools will actually come up on that screen, believe it or not. I tell you what, if you don't have one of these, you should totally get one. I use it for recording guitars, vocals, snare drum, I mean all kinds of stuff. And then I have the big boy 8-channel compressor. I do have some other stuff in there. I got rid of a lot of rack gear on both sides. I've kind of downsized, but monitors, stuff like that. Let's see, all kinds of music collection and movies and all kinds of stuff. This is my daughter's little tent. Back here, bass amp that's got to get fixed. Another drum set that I'm going to turn into my daughter's. So that's actually my wife's bass amp. Like I said, my Marshall fridge, you can't beat that, right? And you know, hey, organize all your cables, get all the color coordinated tape. Alright, into the band room. And here we go. So I kind of, like I said, try to blow through this quickly. It's kind of a mess. SWR, MG, don't really use that. I tell you that OR15, I use that a ton to record. It is like just so straightforward. It's got a great sonic sound, and a Tiny Terror, which both of those I could take pretty quickly and go play somewhere. Jens Ben's bass, I tell you, the cabinet is super light, real easy. The thing sounds $1 million. And then that was actually an old bass player's amp who actually never came here to pick it up. It's been here for years at this point. He's even got basses of his in the closet. Mesa 412, as you can see, I see E60, or actually 906s. Starting back here, my wife's gold top, custom shop, Les Paul bass. Sick, by the way. Just really badass. This is going to be challenging here with one hand, but you know, hey, I'll wreck it all up for you guys. This is bass for me. This is what I play to record songs and do stuff. 5-string, Music Man Stingray 5, maple neck. Just badass. I got the Punisher on it. I actually changed the pickguard out so it would match my early days PRS. I've got a Hammer Explorer with EMGs with a white pickguard. I actually got that in 99, 2000. It was actually won by my old guitar player, and he was the Mars Music lead guitar player in the age group of like, I don't know, like under 20 or something like that. Les Paul, yes, I do have one. Les Paul Studio. Alpine White, ebony board, pretty much stock right off the shelf. You know, I was just, you gotta have one, and I was convinced after like 7 PRSs that I needed to get one, so I got one. As you can see, Silver Burst, SE baritone. Just got this back from them. I actually changed out to US. I do think it makes a little bit of a difference. I did change out. I put the metal pickups in this now. I just got this back from PTC. I installed the locking tuners on it myself when I first got it, but this thing now plays like $1 million. I just am big time on US parts. This was the one that started it all, PRS. This is actually an EG model, humbucker, single humbucker. Black, it's got a little relic on it. I just changed the bridge out on this. This was a little gift for me, so I just changed it out. I do think it made a huge difference. It still has the old wing nuts, maple neck. I mean, this was my main guitar forever. I mean, this thing is just awesome. I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. That's probably why I just treated myself to a new bridge on it. So that pretty much sums up this corner. Speakers in the corner, as you can see. I'm gonna put that back. Drum set here is pretty insane. I've had this a long time. Here I can kind of walk through. I was a drummer before a guitar player. Oh, by the way, if you were a drummer and you don't have the BC Gigster, OMG. This thing, instead of having subwoofers, it actually has a tectonic kind of enforces the sound up. So when you play the bass drum, you control it with that green dial, and it actually shoots the bass up. So even when I'm using in-ear monitors or headphones, you feel like you're at a stadium. I mean, it is awesome. And as soon as you take it away, you're like, oh shit. Like, I mean, really, it does make a huge difference. So, just, you know, I know a lot of you guys are guitar guys, but I do have a double bass for it. I just don't have it up. I have 2 actual bass drums. I have 8 toms on this kit, but I don't have it set up right now. So, I've actually been playing on this version for a while, just with the double pedal. Yeah, the heads are probably time for some cleaning, but and redone, which I got. But anyways, this is a little drummer's corner. I've been playing a lot more drums lately. I feel like it's easier for me to just come back here and beat on them and have some fun. And I got that recently for my birthday, the drum throne. Anyways, Archon, which you can see here, love that amp. It's great for recording, great for playing. I got the Roland and then a Mesa 212, which the Archon's hooked up to at the moment. I really do like the Archon. I think it's great. I did make a mod to it early on, and I do think that since I made the mod, I think it took a little bit away from the clean tone, which is a little depressing, but I think it is what it is. But the mod was hopefully to allow me to work with my ground control and basically allow me to switch the channels through the GCX. And hint to those PRS guys watching, I have not been able to figure out how to get it to work even after the mod. So I really have never fully replaced my Mesas. Now if I'm going somewhere and I'm going to bring a head, I would question mark if I'm not bringing the rack gear, and I'd probably bring the Archon. But it's hard to kick out the main rig if I can't get that to pretty much work side by side with channel switching. So anyways, I do use wireless in-ear monitors that are molded. So I got my Sennheisers for the transmitting. Again, this is just for the room, for the drums miking up. I got compressors, EQs, reverbs. I got a HD24 to record everything. So when everything's mic'd up in here, we record it, pull a hard drive, go plug it in, insert it, drop it into Pro Tools. 24 channel board, Carvin. I have 2 of them. I needed at the time for the HD24 and ins and outs for playback, and it just happened to work out in that time frame. So let's see. Recently just picked up a bunch of these amp clips. I haven't put them on everything yet, but I'm gonna get there. I know you guys are itching back. So right now I'm using a Crybaby wah over here. My Tremonti wall's in the other room for my practice amp. Gonna change out this noise suppressor probably to a silencer. I just put that back in. I really have been trying to dial back in my tones. So this is the ground control. I have had this forever. I mean, probably, I got them near the beginning, so I'm one of the early guys in on them. Rack mount gear. Monster power. I'm a huge fan of Monster power, Monster cables. I don't know, there's just something I feel I pick up. I got 2 GCXs, literally with all the Mesas and all the amp switching. When I plug in 4 amps, because I use the Mesa high gain amp switcher, so it allows me to put up to 4 amps, so I can have a clean tone, 2 Mesas, and particularly, the Archon or an Orange or something like that. So I haven't really gotten into the TC Electronics G Major 2. I've been trying, but I still use the Line 6 ones pretty good. Another one I picked up from Mark when I went and saw him a while back, he would actually use this system, the Palmer, and actually run out of that and go to the front of the house. I guess that's the early days before everybody was using all of these digital simulators and stuff like that. So tuner, pretty basic, all that. So Line 6 stuff, pretty rare, and those things are freaking sweet. I do call this thing like NASA. When you turn it on, it like just freaking lights up like a freaking machine here, and you're like doo 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 doo. So once again, pretty cool. This part is awesome. I got a shit ton of pedals. I got a whole freaking cabinet of them. Fuzz I haven't been using much. I got all kinds of stuff. I really highly recommend this. If you didn't have a high amp switcher, when I go to smaller venues and I don't bring the rack, I use this, one of the Mesa channel switchers. So, alright, so this was my original Mesa dual rectifier 2-channel. I got it in '99. Had it a long time. Actually, in a band, I got the new one underneath of it, 3-channel. When they first came out, I got maybe one of the first 100. Literally, I pre-ordered it before it came in, got it. I thought it sounded like $1 million. So I sold the other guitar player my 2-channel, and it took me maybe 7 or 8 years to get it back from him, and I bought it back from him. Same thing with my Mesa 412. That was my original one from '99. Same thing. I got into a band where they needed amps and good sounding stuff, so I sold him that. And it took me another 5 years to hunt that down. So the original 2 had made a reunion back with my original EG. So I got a bunch of Mesa cabs, all kinds of stuff, older stuff. Let's see, try to go back in here into the gear. Let's see, this should allow me to turn the light on back in here. So this is kind of all over the place. It actually looks way cleaner than this is showing, but it is pretty hardcore. So I got a phaser back there. I got the Michelangelo Badio, and I always seem to go back and forth between those overdrives. RJ Music, which I'm not using right now. I've been trying to figure out how to get back into stereo stuff, but it's pretty hard. TC Rex for delay. Replica is pretty beast. I use that in combination with the Line 6. I use the Line 6 a little bit more for like rhythm kind of delays, and then leads, tones, I've been using the Replica more. So like I said, there's all kinds of stuff in here, and you can go in the bottom here, and high amp switcher, and I got them all color coordinated. When I go somewhere, everything's labeled, so you can quickly pretty much pull it all together. All right, now for the I got a couple different pairs of the West tones.